Hello and welcome to Rise and Unwind. You know, each and every week I try to bring people from across the country to tell us things we could do to boost you up throughout the week or something you could do to unwind on the weekend. On this week's show, we got this.
These factors together can make us less inclined to exercise on a regular basis.
They can help with our gut health, our skin health, our heart health.
All of that and more right here on Rise and Unwind. Anyone who works on a computer is familiar with the security protocols we go through daily, from complex passwords to multi-step authentication. And now, with AI making waves in tech, cybersecurity is becoming even more layered and sometimes a little less user-friendly. But a recent report shows that only 13% of security pros prioritize the user experience when creating these measures. So today, we got David Shepard, Senior Vice President of Ivanti, here to talk about this challenge and what companies can do to balance security with usability. Welcome to the show, David. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing all right. David, you got to tell us about this latest survey and what surprising findings kind of stood out to you.
Yeah, we ran a survey to try and see how organizations can strike a balance between securing the company, but also giving the users a great experience. We asked 20,000 IT professionals, security experts, IT leaders, executives to get a really good feel. The headline stat that came out was 86% of IT professionals said that a poor user experience leads to unsafe workarounds to be employed by workers. So actually, if we think about that, and another stat that came out is 1 in 2 office workers admit to using their personal devices to get around a challenge or an issue that they're facing in work. And 32% actually claim that their company have no awareness of this. So you can see how that raises a security issue. And then the flip of this is the security professionals we asked, only 13% said that user experience was mission critical to deploying best security practices. So you can see there's a divide.
How can companies strike a balance between strong cybersecurity and making it a little easier for users?
Yeah, so for us, it's all about freeing up time to enable organizations to focus in on user experience. Typically, security leads aren't involved in user experience conversations. So one way to address that is to go to your service provider and ask for a level of commitment. Here at Ivanti, we follow the Secure by Design framework or pledge. The pledge is created and underpinned by the US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA. It means it puts more ownership on the service provider to deliver solutions and platforms that are kind of secure out of the box, and actually take some of the risk away from the customer's organization, which in turn means that it allows the customer more time to focus on things like user experience and how that marries up really well with security and pinning the two together.
So how is AI affecting cybersecurity and what do people really need to know about its role?
Yeah, generative AI, or as your viewers might know it as ChatGPT or another tool, uncontrolled, it does increase security risks within organizations. There's challenges around data privacy, there's challenges around compliance, there's challenges around cyber risks and even copyright. So we don't want uncontrolled tools being used in any corporate organization. In fact, when we drill into these questions, 81% of workers say that they've never been trained to use an AI tool, although they use them. And actually 15% say they actually used unsanctioned tools, which creates an even greater danger. You don't know the data that you're accessing. You don't know if it's accessing any of your data. Is that going to be held outside of your organization boundaries? So AI really does increase the risk around security.
So what can everyday consumers do to protect themselves online and try to avoid falling victim to some of these latest cyber threats?
Yeah, they can adopt some of the principles that probably their work environment puts on them, but actually you need to be careful of unsolicited messages. Anything asking for personal information that you don't know, you need to avoid sharing credentials or any information with that. Passwords need to be strong, they need to be long, they need to have a random element to them, and they also need to utilize as many character sets as possible. Multi-factor authentication, a technical term, but something that when you enter your password then prompts you to put a code in from an email or a device. Again, these are key parts. In fact, only 52% of businesses have multi-factor authentication, but whether it's personal or business, it is needed. And then finally, you just got to keep applications, devices up to date. Take those latest updates, deploy them, meaning you're fully secure at that point.
David Shepard, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information about some of this?
Yeah, more information you can find at avanti.com/secured experience. And that's all the information we've talked about today and more.
David Shepard, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
As we age, falls become more of a concern, especially for adults over 65. In fact, falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in this age group. And even minor falls could have a serious impact on independence and quality of life. But the good news is there are ways to prevent falls and build more strength. So joining us today is Julie Logue, a trainer for Silver Sneakers, to share exercise that can help improve balance and strength. Welcome to the show, Julie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing okay. All right. You got to explain to us, why are falls so dangerous for some of these seniors?
Yeah, as we age, we see physical changes that can make us more susceptible to injury. So we might not think of falls as being serious, but they really, really can be. You already mentioned they're a leading cause of injury and death, and we know that more than 9 million seniors have fall-related injuries per year. I think the biggest impact, though, is really that even a slight change in your independence can impact the way you're able to perform activities of daily living, which can be, a game changer for being able to stay in your home or not stay in your home. So falls can be really, really a turning point for older adults.
So what are some of the risk factors for falling, and how can some of this be prevented?
Yeah, there's a lot of different risk factors, and usually the factors work together to further increase risk. A few to just be aware of are use of medication. So if you're taking medication or a mix of medication, sometimes it can make you drowsy or a little bit less alert. If you have changes to your vision, so your vision declines, or maybe you wear multifocal lenses, that can increase your risk for a fall. But also those, again, general physical age-related changes that happen, loss of muscle strength as well as joint mobility, can really impact your posture and your gait, as well as your confidence while standing and being active. And so what we know overall is just that these factors together can make us less inclined to exercise on a regular basis, which further increases our risk. So key message here is that it's incredibly important to stay as strong and active as you can.
So can you share some specific exercises that seniors can do to improve strength and balance?
Yeah. So targeting those two areas, strength, balance, and of course, gait training, if you're really looking at fall prevention. So from the comfort of your home, there's a lot of things you can do throughout the day, little drills, little exercise drills to improve balance. You can do things like heel toe walking. So if you picture yourself walking on a tightrope, heel of one foot, touching the toes of the other, that can target coordination, which helps with brain-body connection and fall prevention. You can also do things like sit to stand exercises. It seems silly, but just getting up and out of a chair, up and off the couch multiple times a day can help you maintain muscular strength and endurance in your lower body. And then any opportunity you have to do a little bit of balance on one leg. This is a single leg stance. So if you're in the bathroom holding onto the counter, or in the kitchen holding onto the counter, just shift to one side and pick up the opposite leg. That's a great way to promote stability as well as postural control. So simple things you can do from the comfort of your home.
So what are some of the benefits of programs like Silver Sneakers for some of these older adults?
Yeah, Silver Sneakers has so many benefits. It's really a program whose mission is to help older adults be healthy and happy as long as possible. And we do that through programming designed specifically for seniors. If I'm an eligible member, then I have access to online classes with live expert trainers every week, as well as access to up to 22,000 fitness locations nationwide. So we try to make it super easy and accessible to engage in physical activity, social programming, as well as programming for mental enrichment.
All right, where can people go for more information about fall prevention and staying active?
Yeah, it's a really great time to get more information. We're in the midst of Medicare open enrollment until December 7th. So if you want to learn more about this program, you can visit silversneakers.com.
Julie, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
You know, over 36 million adults in the United States have some college credits but no degree, like myself. The good news is many of those credits and even life and work experiences can be applied to earning that college degree. So today we have Devin Andrews, Vice President of Admissions and Evaluation at the University of Phoenix, who's here to talk to us about how to turn what you already have into college credit and save both time and money. Devin, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so how can students who have some college credits but no degree benefit from transferring those credits?
So, like you said, there's 36 million adults in the US that have some college and no degree. So this is an important issue to talk about. The good news is they don't have to start over. They can continue to work toward a degree by transferring their previous college credit. They can also get value for their work and life experience to help them finish what they've started. Not every student takes that traditional path of a 4-year degree right out of high school. We know every learner is different, and students deserve to receive credit for all of it, the learning, the work, and the lived experiences throughout their educational journey.
Okay, so how can people actually earn college credit from their life and work experiences?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as adults, we all have rich experiences, both from our work and our personal lives. Credit for prior learning really takes this into account, and it provides a path to evaluate whether that learning is at a level that can be recognized as potential college credit. Many adults have obtained work and life experiences such as professional training programs, exams, or other sources. And that gives them a level of knowledge, comprehension, and understanding that may be at the same level as a student who has taken a course in a similar subject area at a college or university. So in those cases, we can assess the learning and award credit toward their degree. And many institutions like University of Phoenix offer individualized process to evaluate that experience and learning for college credit.
You got to walk us through the steps on how do we get credit for learning something someone has already done?
Sure. So I have 4 things that I recommend if you're kind of thinking about going back to school and you want to bring all of that together. So first, it's really important to document your learning experiences. This could include that past college coursework, but also any learning experiences such as military service and training, licenses, certifications, and maybe even some personal experiences like parenting, caregiving, and community service. And remember to consider training that you've completed at work. The second piece is really look for tools that help you to assess the program time and cost, and also the savings that you can achieve from your prior learning. For example, at University of Phoenix, we offer a Savings Explorer tool that helps individuals understand, even before they become a student, the many ways that they can save time and money, including what they may be able to get from their prior work and life experience. Third is really to understand the prospective college or university's policies and procedures related to transfer credit. Policies vary from one school to another, so make sure to do your research. And related to that, really look at the degree requirements for the program that you're interested in. Look at how your past coursework might apply to that program, and also consider whether the school has any special programs that are more transfer friendly than others.
Devin Andrews, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information and maybe get some of these options?
Yeah, to learn more, you can visit phoenix.edu/cost-savings.
Devin Andrews, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Did you know that nuts can do more than just satisfy your snack cravings? They can actually boost your energy, improve your gut health, and even support your skin. So joining us today is a registered dietitian, Sammi Haber Brando, who is here to share us some surprising benefits of nuts and how CVS Pharmacy's new Well Market snack line can help support your wellness. Let's welcome her to the show. Sammi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What are some of the top nutritional benefits of including nuts in your daily diet?
There are so many. I'm glad you asked. Nuts contain all 3 of the macronutrients: protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Specifically, they have plant-based protein and healthy fats. They also contain so many different micronutrients, things like copper, magnesium, iron, zinc, plenty of B vitamins, vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. Almonds even contain calcium. So across the board, nuts have so many different health benefits. They can help with our gut health, our skin health, our heart health, support our immune system, really just a really nutrient-packed food overall.
So how do nuts help with energy levels throughout the day, and why is that important?
Super important. I think we all are probably familiar with that slump in the afternoon, or really anytime that you don't eat enough and you don't have enough energy. Food is what gives us energy, and nuts are such a great way to get that energy. Again, they contain those 3 macronutrients, protein, fat, and carbohydrates that help give us energy. And also they're a great way to get fiber. Even this little package of nuts has 6 grams of fiber, which is a great amount. And fiber is what helps keep our blood sugar level stable throughout the day, which in turn keeps our energy levels stable.
And what about for those with like nut allergies? Are there any alternative snacks that could offer pretty much the same benefits?
Yes, definitely. There are options that have really similar nutrient profiles to nuts. And we're looking at seeds, things like chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. They're very similar nutrition-wise to nuts. CVS's Well Market has a multigrain tortilla chip that's made with flax seeds and sunflower seeds, which is a great way to get those benefits. Pair it with something like hummus or mashed avocado, and you've got a really easy, delicious snack.
All right. So what is your favorite?
It's a great question. I have a lot. There is a salt and vinegar almond that is so delicious. It's sprouted, which helps make the nutrients in the nuts a little more easy to absorb by the body. And it's also just delicious. The flavor is so good. I love the Mexican hot cocoa almonds. They're really sweet and really good. Those are fun to have like with your coffee or put them in a baked good. I'll grab some nuts and have them with like a string cheese, and you've got packaged, totally convenient, easy food that's nutrient packed, but also delicious.
All right. Can you also tell us about the CVS Well Market snack line and how it can also help support wellness goals?
Yes, I'm so excited to share about it. Well Market is CVS's new snack line that was launched earlier this year and has so many different snacks, all the ones that you already know and love, plus so many more, including over 90 nut varieties. This is exciting because CVS is really something that's easy, convenient for most of us, and just has snacks that are accessible, affordable. You know, as a dietitian, it's so important to me that nutrition is easy. We have to eat every single day. And there is nothing easier than grabbing a snack at CVS, knowing that it's nutrient packed, it has things that in it that'll support your health, but also just delicious, because food should taste good and it should be something we enjoy. And this line has all of that.
All right, we're running out of time. Where can we go for more information about this?
For more information, you can go to cvs.com or head to your local CVS pharmacy store.
Sammi, Haber, Brando, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
The holiday season is just around the corner, and while it's time for joy for many people out there, it might also highlight feelings of loneliness, especially for some of the seniors. Long-term isolation could have serious impacts on health, but senior living communities offer a way for older adults to stay connected and engaged. So today we've got Rick Wigginton, Chief Sales Officer at Brookdale, who's kind of telling us how senior living might be the solution to help your loved ones avoid the holiday blues. Rick, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you having me.
Okay, so long-term loneliness can have serious health consequences. Why is it so important for seniors to stay socially connected?
Dan, great question. Many researchers are recognizing that the longer someone stays isolated and shut apart or living a reclusive life, it can lead to premature death, and it can certainly lead to a spiraling of other health conditions that they may be trying to manage through.
So how do senior living communities help older people build meaningful friendships and better ways to manage the challenges of aging?
Sure, Dan. Well, it's easier to have friendships if you're living in an environment where it's easier to make friends. You'll have a private apartment in a senior living community, but you are able to more easily engage with neighbors and recognize that finding a sense of belonging in a community of friends can make for just a better daily rhythm of life.
So it's really a hard subject to bring up. What are some of the best ways to start the conversation with a senior that's kind of struggling with the idea of moving from their home, but could also benefit from senior living?
Sure, Dan. So many people equate their independence to home ownership. not recognizing that over time they may become more and more dependent on other people to come in and do some important supportive things, whether it's driving them to appointments, doing grocery shopping, just maintaining the house. So I'd encourage people to start the conversation as soon as they recognize that things are progressively starting to get harder. And having that conversation sooner can set them up to be more in front of a situation rather than having to react in a crisis.
So is it really better to like have this conversation now before the holidays, or would it be better to kind of wait till after the season as the new year begins so that it's a little more calm?
Dan, I don't know. For many people, the holidays bring stress in just the calendar and the schedule of managing your house, helping to visit with family and engage with aging parents. I would encourage people to have the conversation earlier, to have it sooner, to see if you can get in front of some of these stressors and actually help an older person in your family get in a better environment.
So what should families do after they have that first conversation?
Well, you should tour some places, visit. We would encourage people to visit one of our communities where you can have a conversation with someone who can not only help you think through your options, how to build a budget, what should happen next, but more importantly, Dan, to have an opportunity to engage with people who already live there, who've already made the decision and can tell you firsthand about how their life is better because they moved.
All right, so where can we go for more information?
We'd love for you to come to brookdale.com. It's a website that can answer some questions, and also there's a telephone number on there, Dan, where people can call and talk with a live person, and we can answer questions and help you get in the right direction.
Rick Wigginton, thanks for joining me this morning.
Dan, thanks for having me.
When we think about health, we often think about heart. But how often do you think about your veins? You know, vascular health is just as critical, especially for folks over 50 or those with high blood pressure, like me, or a history of tobacco use. Nah, I don't have that. But today we're talking with Dr. William Schutz, a vascular surgeon and board member of the Society for Vascular Surgery, to learn more about the early warning signs of vascular disease and how we could keep our veins healthy as we age. Dr. Schutz, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Great to see you. Thank you very much for having me. And I'm so happy for this opportunity to talk about vascular health. You know, so many people know about heart health and understand the consequences of bad heart health. But, you know, the heart is only a part of our circulatory system. The other essential component is our blood vessel system. And our blood vessels, the arteries and the veins that carry the blood from the heart out to our organs and then back to the heart again, and use that blood to provide nutrition and oxygen so the organs can work good, is essential. If the blood's not getting there properly, those organs don't function, and then our bodies don't function, and then bad things happen, right? So you can think of our blood vessel system like our highway system, our roads and our highways, our streets, and just like those streets and highways, which get wear and tear, which gets damaged, which get blocked, either due to accidents or the road crumbling or potholes. The same thing can happen to our blood vessels, wear and tear. And when the blood vessels are not functioning properly again, bad things happen. It can lead to stroke, heart attack, even amputation and death, terrible things. So it's super important to really understand that our blood vessels are an important component to our bodies being healthy, and we have to maintain that health. And if they're not healthy, we need to find out at an early point so we can make some changes to prevent them from getting less healthy and having those dire things happen that I mentioned earlier.
So catching it early, what are sort of like warning signs of vascular conditions that people should be watching out for?
You know, there's no early warning sign, unfortunately. You know, the early warning signs are really are questions you should ask yourself as, could I be at risk for having damaged or diseased blood vessels? And what would that mean? Well, first of all, we know that it affects people as we get older. So if you're a baby boomer, then you really should be concerned about your blood vessel health. But we know that people will start developing blood vessel problems in this country now at much earlier ages. And that's because of the rampant prevalence of diabetes now, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. If you have one or more of those things, your blood vessels are being damaged. And those entities need to be managed and controlled as best as possible to keep your blood vessels healthy. And lastly, if you smoke, every time you light up a cigarette, you are damaging your blood vessels. So over the years, repetitive damage is happening to the blood vessels throughout your body, all of them, the large ones, the small ones, the red ones, the blue ones. So yes, those are the early warning signs, is that you have another health issue that's damaging your blood vessels. But let's say that the blood vessels do get diseased and you start having some symptoms from blockage. Well, what could that be? Well, it depends on the arteries that are blocked. For instance, if it's the arteries to your legs, your first sign might be that you're having trouble walking. You can't walk as far as you used to without your legs getting tired or giving out, so you have to stop. Or you might start developing cold feet or sores on your feet that won't heal. Of course, gangrene is a really late sign, so don't wait till that happens. What happens if an artery in your neck gets blocked, the one that carries the blood flow to your brain? You can have a stroke. You could have a mini stroke. So again, those signs should prompt a quick evaluation and a referral to a vascular surgeon. Why should you see a vascular surgeon? Well, vascular surgeons are the most completely and comprehensively trained specialists in the vascular field to take care of patients with vascular disease, all the way from early diagnosis, early treatment, lifestyle advice, medication evaluation and adjustment, to diagnostic procedures, and if necessary, minimally invasive procedures like angioplasties, balloon surgeries, stents, roto-rooters, and ultimately, if disease is extensive or requires it, an operation, a surgery can be performed by a vascular surgeon. So they're the comprehensive specialists that you should consult with if you have a vascular problem.
Dr. Schutz, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information about this?
I'm so glad you asked. As part of our campaign, Highway to Health, we've launched a new, the Society for Vascular Surgery has launched a new website for patients, for you, to go get information about your vascular system, how to take care of it, how to stay healthy, as well as what type of treatments are available, what type of diagnostic procedures are available and what those look like. It's called yourvascularhealth.org. yourvascularhealth.org. So go there, and don't go there once, go there many times, because this is an evolving platform that we're going to make very dynamic and up to date and keep building and building and building. So it is going to be the most comprehensive and most trusted website related to vascular disease.
Dr. William Schutz, thanks for joining me this morning.
You're welcome very much. Have a great day.
And that's it for Rise Unwind. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. Find us on social media or follow us on our website. That's riseunwindtv.com. And go to our YouTube channel. That's Rise Unwind TV. And until next week, that was Rise and Unwind.